asking God to direct us on the things we are going to be discussing today. Okay, thank you. Just call me. Thank you for saying you can hear me. At least I know that, you all can hear me. Thank you so much, Akin Wumi, for joining. Thank you, Just Call Me, for joining. Thank you, Unbreakable, for joining. Unbreakable Soul, for joining. Thank you, Oyem Henry, for joining. And on Facebook, thank you so much for those watching Rema on Facebook, Vital. Thank you so much, Pablo from TikTok, Brandy, Peaches, Vincent, Leo, Williams. I want to thank you all for joining me. Hallelujah. Thank you all for joining me. So today, let us talk about DNA testing. The main one is the paternity testing. Um, is the woman obliged to do this testing, or the woman is not obliged to do the testing? Thank you so much for joining me, Victoria. I'm waiting for you to join me, Billionaire. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. So now the question would be, should the woman be obligated to do a DNA, which is paternity testing, or not? I'm already seeing some requests. I'm going to accept some requests. I'm already seeing some requests. I'm going to accept some requests very soon. Let me see who has requested. How many? Okay, for those watching from other platform, please, if you want to request and be on this live with me, I would like you to please request me through uh, Instagram. Okay, please request me through Instagram. Hi, Mrs. Indena. God bless you. How are you?
Good.
I hope you're doing good today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, due to the high rate of somebody is saying something is going so fast. Oh, due to the high rate of paternity fraud, people can do DNA testing. Who said this? Just call me. But emotional intelligence needs to be added. Cheating both from a man or a woman should not be condoned. Okay, that's another good one. Do I have somebody else here that wants to join me? Unbreakable Soul wants to join me. Okay, Unbreakable Soul. Okay, I've accepted. I have two people now. Unbreakable Soul. Okay. Hi. God bless you. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Fine. Okay. Yeah, okay. Unbreakable Soul, there's something I saw on a comment section on, I think, Instablog. Somebody said that they have finally seen their chairman for cheating association. Did you accept that office as the chairman of men association or cheating men association? They said
Well,
you are now their chairman.
unfortunately, I would like to say cheating is bad. I do not accept or condone cheating in any form. So people
Okay.
that are out there, I believe in faithfulness and being, 100% loyal to your spouse. And yeah,
Okay, God bless you. Um, so today we're talking about the obligation of the woman to either accept or reject a paternity testing. And well, I start asking questions or before we go further into this discussion, I would like for to just a little bit, tell people what this paternity testing really means. What is their DNA? Now, DNA is used for a variety of reasons, right? It is according to what I had to go online and I had to read more about it. It is like a blueprint or a structural manual for any living things. It contains the information that determines how an organism can grow, how it can function, and how it can develop. Now, there's a part of the DNA called like the paternity testing and all, it's all included. That's help people to know who is the father of this child. And funny enough, too, DNA can also help the woman know if she's the actual mother. For countries where children are swapped and, for something like that, if there's a dispute, this is what DNA can do. It can help both parties, determine paternity or maternity of the child. And I know everybody is saying DNA, DNA, DNA. Well, another thing is Does the Bible support DNA? If I say that one now, everybody wants to shout. Let's leave the Bible in this contest and let's just talk. Things are happening. I know somebody told me that in the time of our fathers, the things that women are doing now, they did not do it then. So who taught them things now? If the men are claiming that Father Abraham and David and Solomon all taught them how to cheat and marry multiple wives, who now taught the women how to cheat? If men are saying that the women are cheating, because I don't believe women cheat, anyways.
You say
I don't believe women cheat. Let's even start from
you
there.
say
No, I don't believe women cheat. It is difficult. Look, let's say if you keep 100 women, and I think the ratio, why I say I don't believe or it doesn't exist, because if you keep 100 women here, I think if any is found guilty of cheating, there wouldn't be more than maybe 2 out of 100.
I
Shout
don't
out to the lady who is always on live with you.
I,
She says things as it should be
I don't
done. Most men may not like her because
I
her
also don't
truth stings
think
them. Oh, where it hurts. Okay, they are giving you shout outs.
I also don't think men cheat. Out of 100, only one man or two can cheat too. I don't think men cheat if we're playing that game today. If we're not gonna be honest with ourselves. You understand? The female gender picks who they want to sleep with, and the male gender is picked by the female gender, and it's based off of their qualities. So it still boils down to the fact that it is the woman that picks who she sleeps with. Okay. Now, it's not our fault as men that we don't have sex toys. We like the real thing. Most women have dildos, vibrations, or vibrators, and all these sex toys. We men don't have it. We don't have those type of things. We like it real. So if we're gonna classify cheating and why women stay abstinence from sex from men, is because you all have toys in your houses. Okay.
You say you all have, look at how you're saying it. You're saying it like you all have,
Most
that
women,
the women have toys.
in
Are you
2025, sex toys was
serious?
the highest selling tool in the Amazon market.
What? What was
Sex
that? Sextor?
toys.
We're going to talk about this pornography sextors and everything, and that they
Okay.
have to deal with
So
that issues. Are you
yes,
serious?
ma'am.
Okay.
So coming back to your topic, right? This is why I said the water thing. A DNA would not be needed if the woman understood her role as a wife. If you remember what I talked about, because people took my comment to a different context. A man gets a woman pregnant, he automatically knows that he's the father by just looking at the child. But when a woman is being dipped in, now she starts to look for the father. Now there's a problem.
Huh.
That is why a woman should remain pure and untouched. Thank
That
you.
okay. That's why. Okay, because of DNA, you expect a woman to remain pure and untouched, and the man doesn't necessarily need to remain pure and untouched.
He's a man. If he can afford if he can afford the lifestyle, it's okay. It's okay.
What do you mean?
Let me use a person that we all know very popular. Nedu Wankwo. Why is nobody talking about him?
Who's Nedu even? Nedu
Nedu
Wankwo.
Wankwo. Why is nobody talking about him?
As
He has
what is
all
he in the
this
is he in the
multiple.
entertainment industry?
He's a politician.
Oh, Nedu was a politician. Okay.
He has all these wives, and he has girlfriends all around the world. Why is nobody talking about him? There was a picture surfacing on the internet with Aligo Dangote with his girlfriend, Pastor Solomon with his girlfriend in Canada. Go ahead.
Pastor Solomon, who is Pastor Solomon?
The preacher that was caught with a lady that was dating in Canada or something,
Oh,
flying around.
wow.
If you can afford the lifestyle, go ahead and do it as a man. But as a woman, there is always a repercussion to come with it, and this is why DNA testing is needed.
So for the woman now, the repercussion of cheating is DNA. But
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
for the man, there's no repercussion for cheating.
I can take care of my kid if I can afford it.
What do you mean? Are we even talking about the emotions, the trauma the woman goes through, the diseases and everything? Jesus Christ, what talk?
Why
How
why do we
Jesus?
keep making excuses for women? We're talking about diseases. Let's stick to the point. We're talking about DNA. What if there was no diseases or infection? How about that?
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
thank
So
you.
let's talk about Oh Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. It's too early for you to you will not get me confused today in Jesus' name. You will
Amen.
never get me confused in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So DNA, as everybody is saying, you know that not everybody can ask anybody to do DNA, right? There has to be informed consent. There are some legal requirements for this DNA. When people are shouting, men are just shouting, shouting, shouting. Now, do you believe that a woman can refuse you a DNA? Thank God you are in the US.
No, she cannot refuse me. She can be subpoenaed. If I feel there was any foul play and I'm supposed to pay child support, if I demand for DNA, I should get it. That's the only way child support can be established.
So, who do you think can ask for DNA outside you, the father?
Uh,
Nobody.
Technically, nobody else, because once I'm passed on, my family are not obligated to take care of my son. They can choose to, to help. But if my family, if she is, pure, there's no need to deny the DNA. Just do the DNA and let's move on.
Are you serious? So, you think a woman is obliged to do the DNA if she's requested of?
Yeah,
To
she
prove what?
is. So that it's not even for the woman, it's for the child. So the child can know his roots. The child can
Okay,
know where.
let's use this current scenario that is going on because I know people want to know. Like, there's this call for the wife of late Mobad,
Yes,
Wumi,
man.
to do a DNA child on her 1 year old son, and the call was not when Mobad was alive. He did not do a DNA. Now he is late, and the father and the whole in-laws, online in-laws, are calling for DNA. Do you think she's obliged to do that DNA, or she
Yes,
has the right to
she
refuse it?
is obliged to do the DNA because there are talks going around that she was sleeping with somebody else. Go if
So,
you are innocent, why don't you just clear your name? Give that boy a home. Give that
so
boy a
now is she
name.
obliged to do it because of the talk, or what? But does she
Yes.
have the right to say, I am not doing a DNA?
No, no, she has the right to say she's not doing the DNA, but at the end of the day, the stigma will still be there for the child because the child will be called a bastard. The child doesn't know where he or she is from.
But
You know,
she is a married woman, for God's sake. This is a married woman who has said, this is my husband's child.
1 minute. And a married woman that is being accused of cheating.
That's an accusation. That doesn't make it real or
Then
true.
prove us wrong because we are still trying to figure out how the man died. We're still trying to figure out how the young man died. We don't know how he died. Nobody knows. So
So
just
how
give us
does
the
the dead
DNA.
relate to her, the wife? I mean, this is his
Who's
wife.
the
Do you not
easiest,
think the judgment is harsh, thinking the wife has a hand or something?
ma'am? The easiest way access to kill you by what you put in your mouth, by sleeping with you every day. Your wife can kill you quicker than anybody. It's who you allow in your house that you give access to that has access to you, and your wife is the closest to you. So come on now. If the world is requesting for DNA from her, let her give us the DNA and everything is over with. This shouldn't even be a debate. It shouldn't be a debate. She's being accused of murder. She's being accused of doing some shit. She should give us a DNA test, period. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Well, I think if a DNA has to be done, then the law enforcement can actually subpoena that. The law does not work with what the in-laws think or what the world think. It works with, if there's an investigation and it's linked to Mobat's death, then I think the courts can give that and ask her to do a DNA. Personally, well, Miss Elena, what do you think about the woman's obligations to go for a DNA, either to go or to refuse a DNA? Do you think women should do DNAs?
Well, if the woman gave the husband reasons to want to do a DNA, I think she should do it. But for me, I feel the only person who has the right to ask for DNA is the woman's husband. And then if the man asks for DNA, nobody else should come and ask the woman to do DNA. The person who's responsible for the child should ask for DNA. And why should you even go and marry someone you don't trust that in the future you start asking for a DNA.
Exactly. So reacting to this, the whole this thing right now, the Wumi and Mobat's wife, late Mobat's wife's, DNA whole saga. Do you think she should do a DNA?
Well,
Because it's not the husband that asks for it;
if
it's the
the late
their
husband
interest.
if the late husband did not question the paternity of the child, nobody has the right to question it.
Okay, it means she should turn down every DNA request, right?
Yes, because the guy did not question the paternity of the child when he was alive. So why do you not think you have the right to ask her to go do your DNA? Of what use is it to you that's asking her? Are you going to be there for her to raise this child? This period that she's mourning, are you there for her? Because we Nigerians, we are so quick in judging people. But the people who go through the pains, you are never there for them when they go through pains or when they cry. So they should just let this poor girl be and stay out of her business.
You've heard both reactions from. Okay, what do you want to say?
Thank you. First off, Mobad is everybody's business because he was a it was a good soul and an entertainer. I really did not know him that much. It became our business when they brought it to social media. Number one. Number two, it became our business when people started to contribute to bury this young man. It became our business when they started helping the father and her herself. Okay, that is when it became our business. So I believe that from where I come from, right, you don't need DNA because when you get to the elders or people in the village and they are cutting meat to give the family member, when they don't give you your own meat, then you go and ask your mother, Mama, why did I not receive my own cut of meat? Your mother has an explanation to do. That is where DNA comes in. Let's keep aside all this. Oh, the mother don't have rights. We're doing it for the child to know his roots. The moment we take away our emotion and see what will happen ahead, the name Mobad alone carries weight. If that boy comes out in the future and meets one of these top artists, oh, can you help me? I am Mobad's son. Guess what? They will put him through. There are lots of artists willing to help that young man, put him through school, put him in scholarship, and help him fly out abroad. But guess what? Due to the mother's sentiment and the rubbish that is going around, nobody wants to help because they don't know if truly that is Mobad's son. That boy can benefit from being the heir to that young
Then
man.
what if it's not truly Mobat's
Then
son?
she should
Do
go,
you think that?
she should take the child to the father.
What do you
Period.
mean?
Take away sentiment. Let's remove sentiment. I'm not a woman fan. If the child is not Mobad's son, she should go and take the child to the father for the father to raise.
It's not in your place to tell her to take the child to the father. Let the guy's family decide that.
Well, I'm just I'm just
But
saying it's a
but
question.
but 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 do you know what is your own definition of a father actually?
So my definition of a father. Uh,
Is it only when yes, your own yes.
wow, that's a good question. Father might not really be blood related, but it will actually feel good if you know your roots. You know what I mean?
Good. You see, you just answered may not necessarily be blood related. Now, I just accepted somebody. Please, you have to come on camera. Can you hear me? This is a live this thing. I don't want you to put off your camera. If you cannot put off your camera, I'll take you off. I want people that I can see and have a conversation with.
Okay, give me a second. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can hear you. God bless you. I can give you a second to just get adjusted. So,
Okay.
well, a father is not necessarily the person who has the sperm for that child. No, not necessarily. You understand? A father is much more than that. Sometimes the bonding and all. And I would rather say, I do not promote promiscuity in any way. I never would do that. I never would promote that. But there are certain requests that people make in families that are actually end up breaking the family. You know what I mean? Personally, if my husband asks me for DNA, I will be so chattered and I'll be disappointed. Because for one, I know I have never done anything to answer that question. I know he would never do that, but I'm just kind of putting, trying to put myself in the position of how this woman feel. And especially when the man start nagging about it and start, making it a very big deal. Now, to the women, please don't cheat. If you're tired of your husband, don't cheat. Don't cheat. If the truth breaks the family, then it's never meant to be. Uh, Ben Watson.
Okay.
Bihan also. I'm gonna bring you to the camera very soon. And one thing about this DNA, I think, let me say this is sometimes this DNA end up, not only chattering the family but also messing up the life of that child. You see, like Mubat's son right now. If this thing comes out that that boy is not the son, which I don't believe. You know, do you imagine how it would shatter the life of that child? Do you think Mubat would want that if he was alive? You see, DNA paternity testing. I don't know. What do you have to say about this paternity testing? The lady I just accepted. What's your name?
Okay. Hi, my name is Chine. Just call me Adego. That's it.
God bless you.
Thank
Can you're a little bit. I can't
you.
even see you.
Oh, okay. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you. God bless you. Where are you
Okay.
calling from?
Oh,
Where are you
I live
joining
in.
from?
Oh, I'm calling from Jersey.
From New Jersey?
United States. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. God bless you. I know that Mrs. Nena is in Dallas, Texas, US.
Oh,
And
hello,
and
Mr. Nena.
and
I'm a big fan, actually.
please, what's your own handle, please?
Just call
No,
me
no,
Adego.
he's the one, the man with us. What's your handle?
My handle,
Yeah, as in
unbreakable.
Unbreakable. You're
Fine.
calling from Texas too, right?
Houston.
Houston, Texas. Okay, and she's from New Jersey. What's your own take on DNA? I know you've been supporting Nena in the background. That's why I accepted your request. What is your take about this DNA?
Okay. With regards to DNA, unfortunately, it's not something that we have to go about based on our emotions. The Nigerian law, as long as a man accepts a child, no one has the right to question the paternity of that child. It is only a man that can decide that a child doesn't belong. This is not about emotion. This is the law. This is the standard law, Nigerian law. As long as the man says, this child belongs to me, the mother can actually bring up an action against anybody that tries to question or tries to call that child illegitimate. Because you questioning the paternity of that child, you're indirectly or even directly calling that child illegitimate. So
And do you
when
think the
Mobad
woman
was at,
can sue anybody that calls her child
yes,
illegitimate? Like the whole
yes,
story is
because,
going on, the people accusing Mobat's son or so.
yes,
And if anybody accuses a woman and her child, of being illegitimate or something, you know, can the woman sue? And can she also sue anybody asking her or demanding a DNA from her?
she has the full right to refuse that. And except in a case, one thing about crime, when crime is committed, everybody belongs to the state, right?
Yeah.
When a crime is committed, the law enforcement can go outside of their own power to conduct investigation, irrespective of what is done. Now, except the police deem it fit that probably maybe someone else, maybe to prove that, the father of the child has a hand in the killing of Mobad. Do you understand? Or maybe that somehow her actions or maybe the actions of Mobad brought about his death. Anything short of that, she can actually bring up a civil action against people that are trying to call her child illegitimate. Because when Mobad was alive, Mobad did not in any way say that that child doesn't belong to him.
Hold on,
Even
before
if
you
that
continue,
child,
just 1 minute.
okay.
Ben Flay, continue.
So, except Mobad is the only one that has that right to say that this child doesn't belong to. But since he never, when he was alive, said anything to that regard. Nobody has that right to call his child illegitimate. So the child belongs to him and has the full right, to be a benefactor to whatever his father owns, despite whatever we may feel about it.
Thank you. I mean, well, like I said, this is a discussion, and we all have uh, our opinions, and our contributions, and I appreciate everybody. How do you know he didn't request for it? General something is saying, how do you know he did not request for it? How will you know if he never asked?
Well, we can't. The truth is that as long as it's just like saying, how would you know I didn't wake up this morning? Probably because you didn't see me. As long as there is nothing to show, obviously that he requested for it, then except you want to go digging that whether he requested or he didn't request for it. But there is nothing to show that he requested for it. So we cannot just assume that he requested because there is nothing to show whether he requested or he did not request at the time he was still alive. That's
Mama, see,
Yes.
are you aware it was someone on social media that asked for that thing? Oh? Not even the guy's family. Are you aware? It was a guy on
Yes.
social media that said they should go do this thing.
yeah.
And you're not even related to this family. So why do you have a right? You don't have a content, and then you choose to use this one to chase clout. And then everybody joined the bandwagon to say she should go for a DNA. So we shouldn't make this as a topic. A father has a right to ask for DNA, but not for social media.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody Mark Universe or Mark waiting Mark Messi Vivans also said DNA should be free in Nigeria. Why are you people making it a big deal? Now it's not like they are making it a big deal. Let me tell you, the moment you ask a woman for DNA, you automatically accuse her of cheating in that marriage. I understand other paternity testing for boyfriends and girlfriends, relationships, and maybe like in the US of the child support code thing, where before you start paying child support, at least you want to know if the child is yours in most cases. But I'm trying to answer that person's question. This DNA quest has a way it might affect marriages. Let me tell you, it has a way to affect the trust in a marriage. And like I said, before you ask somebody and say, go do DNA, it means you've told them you are cheating. It means you've told them the child is not my child. I want to find out if the child is my child. There's doubt. And doubt in a marriage displaces trust. And what we need in a marriage to uphold it is trust. So because I know that in few scenarios and situations, yes, a DNA is needed, maybe for an investigation, maybe for child support purposes. But every Nigerian man now is just shouting DNA, DNA, DNA. You will break your marriages, so you scatter your marriages with this thing you're requesting. I'm telling you, because you're already trying to make your wives feel uncomfortable. You that is shouting DNA, DNA, DNA. Your own phone. Let us first of all let's go into your phone and find out the bullets in that's your phone. In your phones that you use, they are so personal, they are so private. But you're shouting DNA, DNA, DNA. It's because you don't even trust yourself that you've actually how do I want to say it? Sometimes you pass out what you are. I'm looking for a better word to say it. You don't trust yourself because you know you're busy scattering everywhere, donating your spams in every place.
Exactly.
So because of what you are doing, you think the woman is also guilty of what you are guilty of. There was one time, okay, let me not even say that story because it's very the person is a public figure. So I'll just keep it, just leave that for now. But Dr. Lola, what do you think about DNA?
Okay. Like they say, I have come to shake tables. The first thing is I like the fact that the lady in New Jersey, sorry, I really didn't take note of your name.
Yes, the lady in New Jersey, you have to text me after this, okay? So
okay.
I can get back to you, okay?
So basically, at the moment, Mohbad's wife is not married to Mohbad because is this is no longer with the living. You get what I mean? So I would say as a person, this is not about you protecting your marriage or not protecting your marriage. This is about protecting your son's future, and a lot of things. Like the guy said, nobody's actually, a lot of people are not looking that way because she's not willing to do the DNA. I would say she should do the DNA because I don't think she should care about. She's not. If Mohbad was alive, yes, that could affect their relationship, right? And from the fact that they've been talking about cheating, diseases, and all of that, yes, people might say, "Oh, she wants to get back at Mohbad because of all of that." Mohbad also said in his songs and a lot of clips that came online stating that she did certain things. So I'm not saying she cheated, but I'm just saying that he's also not innocent. However, whether there was cheating going on or no cheating going on, just do what you need to do if you feel that there's no point proving any point that the child is theirs let's go through the right way. But who am I to delve into to speak about other people's issues? But I would say, just for the child, there's a lot of bullying going on with the child. Like there's a lot of things going on with the child. If you see a lot of people come online, lay curses on the child, say they're gonna do a lot of things to the child. And I don't think she should let the child go through all that. What I think she should do is do the DNA.
But child bullying and harassment must be stopped. And do you know
but
that
the thing is that
they can sue people if she knows what she's doing, and if it's a place of law, when the father did not demand. Do you know that everybody that has come up to say all those things they said about that child, she can sue them?
Yeah, apparently she can, but
that is child
this is back in
endangerment,
Nigeria.
child assault, and child how they say it, all the medical law, the criminal names I can use on that case.
Sorry, man.
Child bullying, harassment, everything.
This is Nigeria we're talking about now. In Nigeria, there's really almost, how many people can they even grab? And most of the people, if you go on TikTok and Facebook, a lot of all these women are women who have been abroad for a lot of years and are, and they come online to say many things because they don't live there. Some of them don't have papers to come back.
Okay, Dr. Ola, I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Yeah.
Before a man asks you, the wife, to do a DNA, he has already accused you of cheating. Of some uncertainty in the or some uncertainty in the marriage. I know. If you were married and your husband says do DNA, would you do it?
Well, that might affect our relationship, but to prove that, I'm going to tell you two things that is my personal experience, and I might shake tables as well. I will do DNA. It might affect our relationship, but I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So
but the only thing is I'm going to tell him that we'll do the DNA, but the thing is that things can never, and when I mean never, I don't play my words. It can never be the same again. That's it.
Okay, what do you want to say?
Okay, Dr. Lola, so thank you for your opinion. Sometimes when I want to discuss certain issues, I try to differentiate, I will tell people that sometimes law, most times will differentiate moral. Do you understand what is moral from what is legal? Most times what is moral may be what we want or what the ordinary man will see. Ordinary man in this case is both man and woman. But law, in the sense, may not see things the way we want it to be seen. Do you understand? Which is sometimes that's why they brought up the principle of tamper justice with mercy. Now, you might say that the child is being bullied. It's unfortunate that we come from a country that is lawless. Do you understand? We come from a country that is lawless. Now, child bullying, endangerment is a very serious crime, You said Mohbad and the wife are no longer married as virtue of death. But I'm trying to tell you that legally...
the word because of Instagram guidelines, but it's fine. Yeah. Just
say that again. Say that again.
Yeah.
Say that again. Say that again. Okay. So, since Mohbad is no longer here, do you understand? They are no more married. Now, I'm telling you that there is a provision in the law that states that as long as a man did not call a child illegitimate, meaning that the time he was, this law was made because they know that, due to where we come from, they know that once a man dies, a lot of things follow. You see people coming for the man's property, forgetting that he has children. You see people coming for, whatever the man has, forgetting that he has a living wife. So these laws were made because most people will not go ahead to tell you, oh, this child doesn't belong to our brother. This child doesn't belong to our son. His children are not, they try to sideline the children. And the only thing they use is by calling these children illegitimate.
Yeah.
So this law doesn't come into progress when the man is alive. It's usually when the man is dead. And it's usually it happens when this man dies intestate, meaning he didn't write a will. You understand? So nobody you and I don't have that right. It's unfortunate we don't have that right. When you look at it from this angle. No, I know. I'm trying to explain. No, I'm trying to explain. You said
because you want to put it.
I understand. You said the child. It's better for Wumi, I don't know how Wumi to do the, to save the child. But I'm telling you that sometimes we may want things. Okay, let me give an example now. The XYZ group. I don't want to call them. The XYZ group. We might say based on our religion, we don't like XYZ. Do you understand? The XYZ people based on religion or our personal belief. But what we like is not the law.
Okay,
Do you
President,
understand? The
I'm
law
going
says
to accept you soon.
the law
Yes.
says that they are also like every other person. They have rights like every other person. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, yes, you might want her to do it because of the child, to save the child from harassment. But I'm telling you that legally, she can choose not to do it, and she can as well go ahead to sue anybody that is bullying the child. It's unfortunate, like I said, that we come from a country that is lawless. If we actually come from a country
Can
that
she
has
also
law.
sue her father-in-law? Can Mohbad's
Obviously.
wife
Yeah,
sue
because
her father-in-law?
that is now bullying. That is now bullying because the father-in-law has no right. Do you understand? In the order of succession. Now, let me tell you something. In the order of succession, administration of estate laws, in order of succession, when a man dies intestate, the next of kin, whether he writes it anywhere or not, is the wife. After the wife comes the children. The father is in the back. Do you understand?
Yeah,
The father
apparently,
is in
that's
the
the
back.
thing. That's
Do
the
you
thing. The
understand? So
reality
he
is that
Cynthia,
has
are you
no
a
right.
lawyer?
whether the child
Yes,
is
I am a lawyer
Mohbad or
and I'm a
not,
nurse too.
No
So
problem.
the
No
man,
wonder you
sorry,
are talking
whether
under
the child is not
intercession
Mohbad or
and
not,
all.
right? If they are
yes,
legally married, the woman still owns the property. So let's leave that. But the reality is that don't put the child into you understand that situation.
Well,
Do you get
why
what I
was
mean?
even that a generated topic, actually? That actually swayed people from seeking justice, actually.
justice for
And it's
Mohbad.
really a pity that all those things were all planned. I'm
But
telling you.
if you look at the child, let me give you an example. Coming from myself, I look exactly like my dad. If even without my glasses, you see standing, we look exactly like I look exactly like my dad.
So are you saying
So
Mohbad's
when my
child does
dad,
not look like the dad?
what?
Are you saying Mohbad's son does not
He
look like
looks like the
Mohbad?
dad. He looks like the dad. We all know he looks like
Hmm.
the dad. But just do the DNA. That's all. That's all.
All right,
And
God
let the
bless
child
you,
stop being.
Dr. Ola. Let
Can
me
I
bring
say
up somebody
something?
else. Okay.
So the thing is that the first thing is, like I said, I look like my dad, especially when I wear glasses and stuff. And when my dad was no longer here, um, we wanted to do a lot of arrangements, and the wife was supposedly gingered, excited about the whole process because she's obviously not my mom, and she knows she's going to take over a lot of things. They don't have children together. So when she quickly ran home to the apartment, this is obviously in New York, and she checked his documents and realized that I am the next of kin, then followed by my brother. Then a lot of people came into the conversation and all of that, and I heard one of his friends said, "Send your picture. Want to see if you look like your dad." I found that very degrading. I was like, I had to prove that I look like my dad. I'm like, can't you see the way when you see my dad, you see me. I'm like, but this is me at 30. I have to prove that I look like my dad. My dad would do anything to, have conversations with his children all the time and all of that. This is a friend. So when we needed to sort out some other things for my step siblings who were younger, my sister, and my brother, we don't need him for almost anything because obviously we're doing well for ourselves, And his friend said he never told me that certain children were that he was responsible for. This is a friend. You
So
can
did
see
they
the
demand a
life.
DNA from you?
He did, but that's trying to say certain things. And these children were from my other stepmom. Do you get what I mean? That's how you see how people, even living in civilized countries, see how entitled they are, see how backward in the matter. Like, if you want me to prove that I'm my father's child, me, I'm more than happy to prove. Do you understand me? But trust me and you, sir, you're my daddy's friend. I don't want to don't cross my path again.
So you see
Because I
what
would not do that to
means
you or in
asking
your family.
somebody or making such utterances to people. Well, thank you so much for
And
joining,
one
Dr.
last thing,
Ola.
let me say one last thing. Do you know there's paternity fraud too?
There's paternity.
Please say that again.
There's
I didn't.
paternity fraud.
What does that mean? Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
That one is a normal thing.
Okay. Okay, I've just seen a situation whereby a man knows that he's impotent and decides to put something in his wife's food, that kind of thing. I don't want to use the words. And invites his brothers or invites
A friend.
someone close to him to make out with his wife and impregnate his wife because he does not want to come out to say he's impotent. It has happened before several times.
You see fraud.
Yes.
So
And there's also baby switching at the hospitals. People switch babies. So it's not all necessarily about the woman or the woman doing this, the woman that. So there's many other things underlying with regards to DNA. But for me, I would say she shouldn't put that child through all that bullying. I'm sorry to use the word. She should just go ahead and do what she needs to do. And the father-in-law would not get anything. Anything. So that's it. Thank you.
thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Also, thank you, the lawyer who joined us today and the nurse. Test me after this. Okay. Let me accept
Thank
somebody else.
you.
Thank you for your
Thank
submission
you.
and your contribution. Okay. Okay. So where is please you can add me again. So you can add me again. I have a question. Uh okay. Okay, expensive lover, I think I've tried to accept you again. So let me accept you. God bless you, expensive lover. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Are you?
I'm good. Now we're talking about DNA and men requesting DNA is like it's going viral. Every man night just saying DNA, DNA, DNA. And the truth is, this DNA thing, some women are very uncomfortable with it too. It's making a lot of people uncomfortable, especially the righteous women in their marriages that has built the marriage, never cheated on the marriage and everything. Um, uh, my beloved barrister, please, gonna take you off so I can accept somebody else. God
Okay.
bless
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
But
Thank you.
send me a text.
Okay,
Send me a text after
I
this.
will. I
Okay.
will. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Breakable soul. Uh, hold on. Give me 1 minute. Just call me.
I think I have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So God bless you. So now, what is your take? I'm going to just ask you a direct question. Should a woman do DNA if the man asks her to do DNA paternity test?
Well, Pastor, I'm happy to be in this talk this hour. If a man decides to ask the wife to go and do a DNA test, it's not an issue. But what is the man's obligation towards it? What is the man plan towards it?
Okay.
Because first and foremost, biblical is not there. DNA is not a biblical thing. If not, Abraham with all his concubines would have done DNA tests, but all of them still belong to Abraham. So I don't know why a man will wake up and tell the wife to go and do DNA tests. For me, it's not acceptable.
For you, DNA test is not acceptable?
It's not, because it's wherever a woman says who owns the child is the person that owns the child.
Okay.
Yeah, what? A man want to go into depression or find what that he's not supposed to find.
Oh, you say that? Are you saying that the man asking for DNA is trying to look for what he's not supposed to look for?
Yes, ma'am. So I don't know what they're looking for. A mother will tell you the owner of a child, and that's it. You are the owner. So why can't you believe and agree you are the owner of the child?
Okay.
Do you want to go into depression or do you want to cry? Because, whatever you're looking for, you will get it. Whatever you're looking for, you will get it. So it's better you do what? You forget about it and have your move on. It's not funny, it's the reality. It's the reality.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's the reality.
I'm so sorry. Look at me. Look at tears of my eyes. You know.
You know one thing. Some men
You know,
will
I'm
wake
so
up.
sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. Look,
It's
see,
not funny.
you know,
This is the truth.
the thing about this
Let's
life is,
tell us ourselves the truth.
My goodness. Somebody said the mother came with a different energy.
Do you know one thing?
I'm so sorry.
After we use our hand to cause our problems, break our homes, and destroy what we're not supposed to destroy. You are living with a woman in a house for many years, and you just wake up one morning and say you want to go and do the DNA test. So, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? You're looking for a problem, troubles, issues in that home. The woman have already told you, you are the father of my child. So, why are you struggling to go and know who is the father or who is the mother?
So you feel a man asking for DNA is looking for what is not looking for him?
Thank you, my pastor. Because the mother have already told you, you are the owner of the children. You are
So
the
anybody that the mother say you're the owner of the child is the owner of the child.
Yeah,
No
because
distance.
because every woman knows who owns the child.
Okay.
So whatever the man says, you are the owner of the child. Just believe it and move on and have a happy home.
And have a happy home.
Yes.
Don't go and look for something that's not looking for you.
I beg, brother, enter house. Brother, enter house. Don't go and look for what is not looking for you. Don't cause issues in your home. Don't bring separation in your home. Brother, enter house. Go and engage yourself in making more money. Yeah.
Expensive lover. Thank
That's the truth
you
of
so
the matter.
much.
That is the reality.
I have something to say, please.
Okay.
So for those guys who live in the diaspora,
Sweet Diamond,
Okay.
I'm trying to accept you. It's not, I don't know. I'm trying to accept you, Sweet Diamond. Yes.
so for the guys who live in the diaspora, and then you go home every 2-3 years to see your wife, and then come back, go again. Such men don't need DNA, because if you can live wherever you stay and go home 2-3 years, it means you can also bring your wife to join you where you stay. So such men too, you don't need a DNA, because how do you think that the 1 month you come to spend with your wife will make up for 2-3 years of your absence? It doesn't make sense, because you live in abroad, you are living your life well, and then you marry an innocent woman, leave her back home. Who are you leaving her for? You leave her for society to judge her. Meanwhile, you are here living your.
I'm accepting you. I don't know. I'm accepting your request, Mercy. Yeah, you leave the woman for the society to judge.
Yes,
And
and then you
coming
live
to ask for
abroad.
DNA.
You live abroad to live your life to the fullest, and then you go home every 2-3 years to get her pregnant. You don't even deserve to ask for DNA. If you want a child to be yours, your wife should live in the same roof with you. To be clear, I'm not talking about people who stay abroad who don't have documents. I'm talking about the ones who go home 2-3 years to see their wife. So if you see, and if your child does not look like you, my brother, take him. Now, waiting life give you.
Sister, I thank you so much. We are still in the same level.
Any child that a woman gives to a man,
yeah, belongs to a man.
Is his own child.
Yes, my pastor. He belongs to that person. So
don't doubt it. Don't ask for DNA.
Because whatever the man is looking for, is looking for separation. So it's better, my brother, may they enter house, go sleep, go they do their marriage, jeje. Because if you want problem, you get troubles. If you want issue, you get
say you're unable to join. I don't know
so
why.
many homes are broken because of this issue. They want to go and do DNA, want to do this, you want to do that. At the end of the day, the home will separate.
Why would the home separate?
Because the man is insisting, want to go and do DNA, this one, that one. Why? Why?
So I believe that you're also on the opinion that Mohbad's wife should not do DNA.
Mohbad's wife should just enter house. Forget about whatever they are saying, whatever they are doing. Let's not her take her child home. Leave all this their talk. It will even help the matter.
The funny thing is that the DNA came from social media in-laws. Not even from the family. It was social media in-laws that brought out this DNA issue.
Yeah. So my dear, just enter house, leave everything they're saying or whatever they're planning. Just take your child and do what? And lock yourself in.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. Let's we've talked about DNA a little. Let's just throw random questions because you said something about money. I think you're the one that mentioned something money. Some people are same people saying how waka waiting the pastor. This you need to. Okay. You are causing this thing here. Let me I'm trying to accept you. Okay, I've tried to accept Messi. Wakwe is not going. I've tried to accept Street. Let me see all the requests I'm seeing. I don't know why. Unbreakable Soul, you're not coming in. Sweet Diamond, I'm trying to accept you. Momok, I don't know why it said unable to join. Unbreakable say it says you're unable to join. Let me try Sweet Diamond again. Let me just try everybody. It's not align me. I don't know. So, okay, let's just go to some random question because we're about to round up DNA. I'm gonna round up. I'm gonna say my own, submission to that DNA whole thing before we finish. And but let me just ask some random question. Now, I'm asking Mrs. Nnenna Igwe Wachuku. Um, if you're a wife, you're a woman. If you have a multi-million naira, no, you're in US, so I'm gonna use dollars. If you have all of now where they talk plenty, I'm not reading everything. No, they talk. I'm opinion that unforgettable high issue isn't personal anymore, but of public. So now, is it public that owns the child? Somebody say the public. So, Ms. Inena, if you have a multi-million dollars company, you're a businesswoman and an entrepreneur, you have a multi-million dollars company, and would you make your husband a director of that company?
Hell no. What if I inherited the company from my father? And then what if my father inherited the company from his own father and then pass it on to me? I will not make my husband a director, but I will pass it on to my children. Of course, my husband has his own personal business he's doing. So I will not make my husband a director. No, I won't do that. But if he's looking for a job, I may give him a job in my company, but not making him a director. It's not going to work. What if the devil go enter in head? You can't kill me, carry the company, can't marry another woman. What's not I can tell my ancestors we don't pass her down, the rich generation they can't destroy. You know go work now.
But still get married and become one. Submission. So you not submit your company.
For waiting now, company when I inherit from my papa hand. The one where the man inheriting, he give am to me. Not being his son, he go use make chairman. So if I inherit the company from my father, and then he also inherited from his own father,
What if
and then you get
your
my
husband
own
does not have
son.
a job? He did not. This.
If he does not have a job, I will employ him in my company, but no, that's not making him a director. If director you're hungry, you go open your own company. Go be director for your company, not mine.
What's the highest office you make the man in your company? You have to employ your husband.
But it depends on what he can offer. What he can offer will determine where he will be.
So if what your husband
Correct.
can offer in your company is security, you make him security officer.
Now what for you? Now what for you? So if you no go school, you can't take a director. Meanwhile, they don't train me, put me through. Now if na joke stop from my beg, pastor. This
Okay,
you see,
correct.
sometimes
This
your question they're very annoying and they answer them with annoyance. So I beg, no, that one is a no go area. I'll pass it on to my children, I beg.
you're a disobedient child. You this like you're a very big disobedient. I was even thinking this of expensive lover is worst, but you are just worst. And what I'll do to you after this thing, you'll see
Well,
yourself.
let's be sincere. How many men have passed
Let me
the
ask.
company down to their wives? They always pass it down to their sons. But eventually, if something happens to
Because the
the
man is
man,
the head, the wife submits. The wife comes under the man. So if your husband, if you're married now, you're married and you have a company, so your husband does not have a job, you still live. I'm trying to accept Messi here. I think it's Messi that
no,
Come and help me
If my
correct
husband
mistake.
does not have a job,
Mercy, is
I will give him.
you're unable to join. Yeah.
Let me answer this question again.
Okay.
If he does not have a job, I'll give him a job in my company, but I'll put him in a place where befits him. They will train him. I'll put him in a place that befits him. Because being a director comes with a lot of experience. You don't just pick someone from nowhere and then go, he's a director. No, now how will he manage that?
Okay. No.
Yes, ma'am.
The thing there is a very simple thing. You have you have a company. If you put your husband in the company as maybe as one of the CEO of the company, it's hell no. Remember, you are the helpmates. You're not the head.
Of course.
You are the helpmates. You need to help him, not what's doing everything. So if you have a company or inherited company, you put him where he belongs. If he wants, you understand. If you what if his own qualification is a gate man, you employ him there. If he's a director, you employ him there. But if he has nothing to offer, go ahead with your company because you don't have anything to offer.
Okay, Mama, please, I have a question for you because you've been asking me question. So if the man has a company in the US, right, that he has run over the years, and then he marries me and then imports me from Nigeria, and then I don't know how the system works. I'm still battling with the accent, right? And then I can't drive, I can't use GPS, and then I start telling him, "You must put me in your company to work, and I must be
As a
I
CEO
must be
or
the
as a
assistant
director,
director. I must be the HR, or I must be the
it's not
accountant." What
possible.
do you think will happen?
It's not going
Because
to work.
it's easy to want a woman to place her husband at the right spot at the wrong time. But it's not easy to place the woman the same way you place the man. We are all humans, we have feelings. If my husband insists he wants to be like me, he should upgrade himself.
Exactly.
And then we fix it where it fits him.
Expensive love, I have a question before we go.
Right.
If your husband borrows, family, we're talking about oneness, we're talking about empathy in marriage, we're talking about submission and everything. If your husband borrows, like $10,000, your husband borrows $10,000 from you, and in the next 2 weeks is your birthday, your husband gives you, let's say, $40,000, and after giving you $40,000, he still buys you a car. He has, he borrowed $10,000 from you. You have $10,000, you gave it to him, he borrowed it. And he said, okay, I'm going to give you this $10,000 in a week's time. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. Your husband borrows $10,000 from you and says, my wife, I'm going to return back your money in a month's time. I'm going to give you back your money in a month's time. Then in 2 weeks' time is your birthday. Your husband gives you $40,000 and he buys you a car for your birthday. Is your husband still owing you $10,000?
Good question. Straight on the point right now. I borrowed him $10,000. He will pay back in a month's time. And on my birthday, he bought me a car and gave me $40,000.
Yes.
Remember that $10,000 is borrowed. I borrowed him the money.
Yes.
And because he bought me the new car, give me the 40K, does not mean that he will not pay me back the money he borrowed from me. Because on his own birthday, I might bought him a house and give me like a $60,000. This is a gift. He give me a gift, and I accept the gift. But he still, borrow me that 10,000. So he has to pay the money in a month's time because it's a gift.
So
the
if your husband has given you 40,000, he's still owing you your 10,000
because it's an agreement. It's an agreement. You give me my 10,000 on your own birthday. I'm gonna decide to do something bigger than what you did for me.
Okay, I have a question again to ask you. I'm going to answer. I'm going to give you my own advice.
Okay.
If you have $200,000 and your husband does not have any money, how much of your $200 can you give to your husband to start a business?
That's not they try me. No, they try me at all. It's very simple. The man is the head of the family, and I have $200,000.
Hmm?
If I tell him say I get, now he say I get. That's number one. Number two, he say you need to go and work because he is the head. Because if you give him the money to go and start a business, after making the money in future, he might even dump you and look for side chick. He said, let's build. Let's build. You know, we are building. We are building. We are building. What are you building?
What do you
What are
mean?
you building?
So if you have $200,000, you will not give your husband to start
What
a
are you
business?
building, my dear? What are you building? You will try to help them. Give your husband maybe half of the money. He said, okay, let's build together. On that building, he might even, by the time you arrive, he will dump you and for side check. So it's better the man to go and hustle and make his own money because he is the head. I am the helpmaker.
So you keep your 200,000 to yourself and not let your husband
go
go
and
or help
hustle.
him.
By the time you will hustle, maybe I have to add a little bit. But
Do you want him to kill himself working? You have money that can start him up.
Are you joking? This is a business you need to go and start up by himself. So after the business is growing, I might try to give him a little thing. But for me to give him the money to go and start business, a lot of men and women have done that after helping the man to build, to struggle, to move on, all the hassles on the way. At the end of the day, the woman will lose it all. Because by the time the man arrives, he move front and forget about you at the back. So what do you do? So better keep your money for the rainy days and let him go and struggle and make money.
I like the word raining days.
Yeah. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So men need to be go outside there and hustle. They should not depend on their wife's money. They should move there and do what? And hustle. Because so many men now are lazy. They want to
Who
be
that
sitting
she
their wife
said?
free. They are
I
so
am
lazy
Russell
and they don't
said,
want to.
please bring one man bring one man here because this one is Citadel.
The men are not, they are not
I'm trying to
requesting
bring
anymore.
Unbreakable. Unbreakable. You're not able to join. I'm trying to accept you because you're a man. I'm trying to accept Messi. Messi's unable to join. Messi just told me now that you're unable to join. Um. Well, this is the last question. It's already 2 p.m. here in Dallas, Texas, and I believe in Nigeria now it's 8 p.m. plus. Um, one question that I need to ask you now, Miss Zinena, before we go. Okay. Ms. Nina, before we go, let me ask you this question. Do you believe in the slogan, the Maritan slogan, for better, for worse?
I believe for better, for good. Though. The worst is not for me.
What do you mean?
So, God forbid, my husband is kind to me, right? And then I'm also kind to him. God forbid, if sickness come naturally, I will be there for him. But saying do waka waka, go carry wetin they not send down, come lie down for my bed, make I lay am diaper. I no go do am. The same people wey you waka with go carry wetin you carry, go come stay with you. But if natural sickness come, I will be there for him till the end. But if you are not nice to me, forget it, man. Because a lot of men, you marry a young girl, you dump her in your house, she's like a maid. She's a maid whatever at home. And then you are taking other girls around the world to live your life. At your old age, then you now come back expecting the best of that woman. Meanwhile, all this while you were married, she was married to you, you wasted her time. You never took care of her and took her for vacation. And then when sickness comes, you expect her to be your nanny or your nurse. Who does that? So for me, if my husband is nice and then God forbid sickness come, I will be there for him. But the waka waka sickness, you know what I mean? I'm not good there. Figure yourself out.
I beg, the issue of better for worse. Not the rain. Not the rain anymore. better for worse. Na who one better, na who one worse. In the rain, you're your own. You on your own.
It is well. I'm trying to. Okay. Expensive lover, please text me after this. I need to talk to you. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. I want to see if I can bring somebody else on this thing. Let me see if I can quickly bring Messi. I don't know why it's saying I'm trying to bring Messi and Unbreakable Soul because Unbreakable Soul is a man.
All right, hello.
Unbreakable Soul.
Yes,
It says you're unable to join. Were you able to join? Okay.
yeah,
It just came. Let me see if I can still add Messi again now. Messi.
I heard everything. I heard everything, and I would say I'm highly disappointed at the women that came up here and their response. It's a provoking. It's provoking to see women that are mature sound like this. You cannot answer questions ignorantly and think it's okay. It's not okay. It's like you all have hatred for men. And when the men come out and says the same thing about women, you all have a perception about it. You all begin to lash out on the men. Look at what came out of you people's mouth in this panel, this platform. If somebody gives you $40,000 and you borrowed him 10,000, he still owes you. It's transactional. The fuck and buys you a car. If not me, if not 10,000 self, you know go see collect. I swear to God, 10,000.
Thank
One
God,
time
no.
I know see. And they ask madam here, if you own a business, you will help your husband. Like, what kind of idea is that? A man opens boutiques for women. A man, that's why I said women are evil naturally. A man will go all out for women, buy them cars, lavish things, jewelries, gold, and all this. Someone to help them stand. Now they find them difficult. Like, it's a shame. Coming from elderly women with kids. I'm highly disappointed. And you forget that you had
Why
a son.
is this guy yelling?
I
Who
saw
is
your
the
son.
fight?
No. I saw your son walk past you. And I pray a woman will treat your son the way you're talking and telling women to treat men out
No,
here. It's
see
highly
now.
disappointing.
No, we're talking
There.
about
No go there. I have not mentioned your
I'm
family members
disappointed.
to you.
no,
Don't
no.
go there.
We are talking about we are airing like I believe everybody's entitled to air
Their
out
opinion, yes,
their
but don't come out
opinion,
and say it
but
openly. You're
I don't
teaching
want
the next
anything
generation
degenerating
hate.
to
What people are
attributing or
saying
calling
is,
anybody's child
madam,
or
hold
husband or
on.
no.
He
No,
shouldn't
No,
go
let's
there.
not take it
He's a bad
personal.
husband
I'm
already.
not going
He's a
personal.
bad
Okay, I
husband
apologize.
already. That is why he's crying.
I do
He's a bad
apologize. But
husband
I
already.
No, he's
I
apologizing,
do
Mrs. Inenna.
apologize. This is
Nah,
my thing,
I don't
right? This is
need
my thing.
apologies. You just showed
Don't
who you are. You
don't
just
dish
showed
out
a
what
bad
you cannot
husband.
take.
And
Mrs.
that is why your
Inenna,
wife is
it's
not
okay. If you're my daughter, it's okay.
Don't dish
Listen to me.
out
But you
what you
heard
It's okay.
him saying your son. Did I
I
mention his
apologize.
son
I
was
rebuked
fight?
him
But
And
now.
if what
Hold
you
on.
are saying,
like
I rebuked
excuse
him.
me,
He
man,
said he
I do
apologized. I
apologize.
rebuked him. It's
But you
okay.
shouldn't have a problem with what I said because if what you're saying is right, you shouldn't have a problem.
refer to me and leave my
Unbreakable.
family members alone.
No,
Refer to
refer
me
to
if you
her.
are
We're
if you're
having
a
a
man.
discussion, okay?
I
And let me
don't
tell you,
understand.
there are
I
a lot
don't
of women that
understand
has
the
gone through. You made a remark
we have as
last
a
week
people.
Saturday when you joined me. You said
Listen,
yes, it is what it is about the women. Somebody else who came. You also came here and said you can never marry a Nigerian woman. God forbid. So those are
and these are the reasons. These
nobody
are
take it personal.
exactly the reasons, man.
And they
Pastor,
also
these are
get their
really the
reasons
reasons.
why they have this submission. Everybody have their personal reasons and what they've been through. People are talking from experiences of others and everything. So this is also just like nobody, came personal and told you if you have a child.
Mama,
I don't want you to say that
they came
about anybody.
they
That's
came
why
at
we're
me
having
at
this
the comment
discussion.
section, right? Okay, let me tell you something, man. Right?
No,
I'm,
comment section is messy. We are not talking about that one.
I'm somebody's son. Okay, I'm somebody's son, right? Why treat somebody else's son the way you don't want your own son to be treated? Why preach? Why preach in a way that you don't want? Meanwhile, you will go behind the scene and arm your son with the wisdom of how women think.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Unbreakable soul.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Would you want your own daughter, if your daughter get married, would you want your own daughter to be abused by the husband?
What do you call abuse? Is it by being
Promiscuity.
submissive is being abused? Is it by doing what
Promiscuity.
you're supposed to do as a woman is being abused?
No,
By
hold on.
loving up
Would
and making
you
sure that
no hold
her husband is okay.
no
That is what you
hold on.
call abuse. The moment
No.
women hear submission, you all think it's abuse. No, submitting is a natural thing for both parties. Nigerian women are becoming very prideful, and you people are changing the game. And the more you change the game, the more you find people like Bobrisky and James Brown. The more you women change the game, the more you find people like Bobrisky and James Brown. And you will find
The
a lot
more
of
the more
single
they change the
mothers.
game, the more what
You
happens?
find men like Bobrisky and
What
James Brown.
what
You
is their
find
role?
men that are doing better than women that are men. Do you
Wait,
understand what I
Bobrisky
mean?
and James Brown is doing better than women?
Yes, because then something is working for them. When you
What is
change
working?
listen, man, when you change the game, right, you will find men
They
that are
are
like
converting to women to
exactly.
be with
When you
men.
have this kind of mindset, you are making it hard for men to even entrust you people as our job is to trust you people as women to make sure that we are good. You are supposed to be the backbone. And you will, they will come on social media and push this type of mindset. You
So
know,
wait,
I
do
don't
you,
make sense.
you think the likes of Bobrisky and James Brown is emanated from the lack of women's sympathy?
Yes, it's too much. Men don't want to be men again because of the ideology that people are having. Based on your mindset, the mindset is terrible. Don't come out here
Boy,
and
go
throw
hustle.
something
Go
out.
and
It's not
hustle.
good.
Leave a woman's money. Stop crying.
I
Go
asked you.
and hustle.
I'm hustling
I
right
asked
now. You don't
You
even
are
know
not
me.
hustling.
Do I
You're a
look like
lazy
I
man.
need your
You're a
money?
lazy man. Go
I'm
hustle. That's
no,
why you're
no,
crying.
Irina, stop that now.
It's okay.
Stop that now.
Let her express herself. It's
No,
okay.
stop
But
that now.
let me tell
Like
you
now,
something,
stop
man.
it.
Let me tell you something,
You
right?
were here when you was
Let me
insulting
tell
women last week.
I'm
Today.
asking him a
let me tell you
question. Stop
something,
it. I'm asking him a
right?
question.
Let me tell you something real quick. A high value man is what most women are going for. And that is why most of them are heartbroken. They want high value men. And guess what? Even you that want high value men, other women want
So,
high value men.
Munachi, I don't know why you're laughing on this comment section. Nothing is funny about
Who
it
will marry
anymore.
Chinedu? Who will marry Dapo, the conductor? Who will marry Musa, the bricklayer? Are they not hardworking men? Just because they are not opportune like the man you want doesn't mean they're not hardworking men.
Mama, I have a
Women need to
question.
start
Oh.
doing better. Women need to do better.
Let's see.
Are you getting
Can,
me? If elderly women like this with kids can come
I
out
asked
on a platform,
you one question you've not answered. You said it's a mission. I asked you, I said, if you have a
what is the
daughter,
question? Let me
if
answer
you
your
have a
question.
daughter,
What
and
is
she
the
comes to you
question?
and say, Daddy, my husband is cheating, is following women up and down, would you accept it? Would you be happy?
I will tell my daughter, what are you doing when your husband is cheating? Go and fix your marriage. Something is wrong somewhere. Go
And
and
if
fix
she's
your
not doing
marriage. Go and
anything, what
fix
will
your
happen?
husband. See, let me give you a guide coach. Women, all these women, if your husband is cheating and you find out, hold your mouth. The next time he's going out, put condom in his pocket. I promise you, he will not do it again. Guilty conscience will kill him.
Is
When
it
the
a
man
bad
is cheating
husband?
and you stand by him unconditionally, guilty conscience will kill him. I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm talking about marriage.
It's
You
not
understand?
all, though.
I'm talking about marriage.
It's not
Guilty conscience will
all.
kill man. Me pass you. I don't
Mama,
talk.
Mama, please, I have
God
one.
bless.
Give me 1 minute. Last weekend, two men were here bashing Nigerian women. No woman called to yell at anybody to say anything about them. So this week now, this man is here getting angry with women who speaking about their opinion. And it's
It
okay
is not
for
an
him to
opinion.
go
You're
on
making it
and say
sound
what
like
he
it's
want to say.
No, it's
entitlement.
an
It's not right.
opinion.
You see how he explained cheating last week? And today he's here angry because of what women say with their money. But you need to go get a job and fix yourself. You need a therapist.
Man, I
No,
am working. I am working. What are you talking
no.
about? What are you
So,
talking about?
no.
I don't trust you.
Um, Thank you so much. You people have finally confused me in all this thing. We're talking about DNA. We're talking about this now. I'm gonna drop you as standing now, and I'm gonna drop him too. I might take one more person before I just close. Okay. God bless you. Okay. My head is hot today. Oh. It is well. Stamesi, I've tried to accept you and blink flare or something like that. If it's not accepting, then I think we've existed our time. We've exhausted our time, so that's why. But Black Flare, let's see. If it's If he doesn't accept now, I think it's because we've exhausted our time. Now, to the men, DNA paternity testing is not a bad thing to everybody. It's not a bad thing to do. Sometimes there are some diseases in through the DNA that can be, found doing the testing. There are other things that we can discover doing a DNA testing, not just paternity whole thing. So sometimes it's okay to do the DNA, but in marriages, when a woman is married and there is no need for a DNA, I'm saying this because now DNA is not bad, but a lot of people, Mercy, they say you're unable to join. Blake Flea, they say you're unable to join. Look, I'm trying to accept you people. It's saying you're unable to join. I'm sorry. I think we're past time. Sometimes I'm saying this because the generation of men we have today are all yelling. People like to drive or follow the viral trends or the traffic. DNA, 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 DNA. Even a faithful wife now might have a husband, demanding for DNA. There are so many damages that cannot be undone through this DNA. Now, the main damage is not even when the child is yours or not yours. That's touch of first, the trust that is broken in that marriage. It can never be the same because it's deep to tell a woman that you're bringing another man's child to me. That's what DNA is. You've accused the woman. You understand? So I want to say this to the husbands in the house. Don't follow the trend. Let us ask, what did the Bible teach? Now, I'm not supporting women bringing other children, but remember what happened in the Bible. Joseph was married to Mary. When he discovered Mary was pregnant and she was supposed to be a virgin, he almost ran to town and said, I'm no more doing. Until the angel appeared to him and said, she's pregnant with the Holy Spirit. And he nurtured that woman and that child. That's the only incident in the Bible, I think. Maybe more that a paternity. I think who else that married Rachel and all that a paternity test was an issue. But I would say don't follow the trend, children of God. You are not of the world. So when every trend is going online, DNA, DNA, you as a child of God, don't follow those trends and break your home, asking your wife, go and do DNA. Except there is something to question about. If your wife has been faithful, you've been a faithful husband, don't follow the trends you see. What is breaking the homes of Christians is the trend they see on social media and what is going on. One man that has a good cause to ask for DNA testing is asking you, the man that does not have any cause, because you want to follow trend, you go and ask your wife. You berate her, you start having issues in the marriages, in your marriage and everything. And the woman, let us submit. We are one. That is what marriage is. In marriage, we are one. There is nothing like two. If it belongs to you, it belongs to your husband. I know so many people will not agree with me. Yes. Whatever belongs to you belongs to your husband, whether you like it or not, by law. Just like somebody was saying, a lawyer came here today and said, if the man dies, the woman automatically takes everything he has in US. Yes, if the woman dies too, the same thing happens. You are one. Let's I know the points where the women are coming from. A lot of wrong has been done to people. People like May, Doche, what's this woman's name? In this woman in the US whose husband now went and married an actress, Mercy Aigbe or something like that. That woman has been here struggling, allowing her husband travel, fixing the home, keeping the home. But look at what she was met with. Found out all of a sudden that her supposed friend is married to her husband. So there are some women that has been through so much, and they are talking from the point of where they have seen other women, what they have seen other women go through. And I want to also speak to the women. Don't judge your marriages because of how other people's marriage has actually ended or what they've been through. Because your Lodoche jilted me, or because Kazim jilted the wife in US, or because this person, let's not judge our marriages like that. If not, we'll have more scattered homes. Let us live in love and in unity. That is what the Bible teaches. Let us live in respect and every other thing. We are far gone. Please, the time is far past gone. It's supposed to be 1 hour. It's almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. Next week, we're going to have a very exciting topic to discuss. As the Spirit of God leads, I'm going to bring out a topic. I don't even have a topic for next week right now, but I believe that something is going to speak forward. And I want to speak to you watching me from all over the world. If you want to support our ministry, the things we are doing, the media and everything, and World Redemption Ministries, I want you to inbox me. Tell me what you want to support us with. Send us a seed and let us pray for you. God bless you as you do so in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.